Welcome to this video. My name is Nico and we got some major news for you, and I hope it helps you with your investment journey. Start off, major news alert. We're having a shutdown tomorrow. It's official. The government's shutting down. What does this mean for the overall market? We don't know exactly. So it's 50% chance that it'll go up or it'll go down. Nonetheless, I want to bring it to your attention because it is major news, and because the market can either go up or down. We don't know. Make sure you keep a close eye on the market and in your trades, if you have any trades, or on the market before you actually get in a trade. Next piece of news is TrumpRx. So the Trump administration came up with this resource that they're going to offer to the public beginning of next year, where you can go on a website and get discounts through this TrumpRx. Maybe it's going to be called TrumpRx.com, who knows, but it's going to be a website where you're able to go in and get discounted prescription. It's just a way of the government offering the people another resource to get affordable prescription medication. The stocks set to benefit from this the most is Pfizer. They cut a deal with Pfizer. Pfizer is going to decrease a lot of their major prescription medication drugs, and in return they'll get a whole bunch of rate cuts, exemption from tariffs, and I'm pretty sure there's a long list of benefits, or else they wouldn't agree to this. I would assume that they wouldn't agree to this because it wouldn't be healthy for them as a company, but I'm pretty sure they got what they wanted so that the Trump administration could get what they want in return. They came up with a deal. They're going to be on the forefront, Pfizer. So I'd recommend for you to keep an eye out on Pfizer. And we're going to shoot over to the chart for Pfizer. We had a monster day. I think this is the best day they ever had. The best green day they ever had. Over the years, Pfizer has been getting beat down. So it's a really affordable stock compared to a year ago, 2 years ago. But specifically, I want to look at the chart. We had a strong downtrend. We're in a strong downtrend. We have a good flag here forming. We have a good trend here forming. I like what it did today. Great. We have great news, great momentum, but nonetheless, I would like a healthy pullback before actually getting in. I think this stock has a great future ahead of it. Because of this great news. If this TrumpRx becomes reality, they're going to benefit greatly from this. Before getting in, I would like two things. One, I would like a retrace to somewhere around this trend and to respect this trend. And also, I would like a break of these highs, this $26 high, before actually getting in. And where can you play it? Up into the $30 range. You can go up as high as the 40s if you like, but I would play it for a good $5 to $10 move to the upside. Again, I would like a break of $26 and some change before actually considering the stock a good investment to the upside. It has great news now, but I would like a break, and also I would like a retrace into this trend before actually getting in. Next piece of news is on Meta, and after that it'll be on Hood. This isn't any breaking news, but I want to touch base on a little bit of these next stocks because I like the way they're looking at it on the charts, and I like the news behind it. The fundamentals plus the technical looks great, and when you combine those three, good news, good fundamentals, good technicals on the chart, you have a winning trade. You have winning companies for a good investment. So first off, we're back on Meta. Meta released their AI Ray-Ban glasses today, and you had great reaction, great reviews from the public. For those who did purchase it or who were able to interact with this product, you have great reviews. You have a futuristic product here on top of their glasses, which I believe are going to do great in the market. You also have them doing a lot of great partnerships with NVIDIA, CoreWeave. They're getting ready to purchase a company, AI chip manufacturing company. They're just tapping into all the markets. They're a leading advertisement company. I think this is a monster company overall, and specifically I like the way it's looking on the charts. on Meta, we have this uptrend, and I want to point out that after knocking out previous highs, we made a high, then we made a low, and then right after we made another high and then a lower low. We haven't made that new high, but what I do like here is that we're within the trend, and also we respected that previous low. I think this is very important. I think Meta's in a crossroads right now, or at a crossroads right now. I think as long as Meta respects this previous low of 721.50, it's gonna be okay, and it's gonna push to the upside. Before getting in, I would recommend two things. One, seeing what the market does tomorrow, since we have federal government shutdown. I would recommend to see what the market does, or the way it reacts to this news. One, and two, I would like Meta to reclaim 750. At the reclaim of 750, and what does that look like? A close above 750 on the daily before getting in. So once this closes above 750, I would recommend you buy in to the upside. And what would we play? It would be previous highs to new highs, and new highs would be somewhere around the 800 range. 800 is a psychological level. It's not a guarantee that it'll go there specifically, so I would recommend you to play it for previous high. So reclaim of 750, goodbye up into previous highs. If it breaks 721.50, that's the start of a downtrend. Bad news for the charts. I wouldn't want to get caught in a downtrend, so I would wait for that to play out before trying to play it to the upside again. You can play it to the downside. I'm just not sure how far it would go. I would rather wait to see if it goes upwards or if it breaks here, and let it settle before it goes upwards. But respect of this 721, reclaim of 750, I like it for previous highs. Our next stock that I'd like to touch on is Hood. Robinhood. Robinhood is a monster company as well. They released recently some news that they've done 4 billion event contracts traded on their platform, 2 billion in the most recent quarter, right? So in the last couple of months, they've done 2 billion of those contracts traded. Great news, because I think this is a futuristic service product that they're offering to the market. This attracts gamblers as well as investors, or risky investors. One thing that you're able to do with these prediction markets is risk manage while the event is occurring. Another different thing that they're offering, that you're able to make bets not only on sports but also on events. For example, award events, the Emmys. I believe they had the Emmys. The market is reacting positively and bullish on this stock, positively on that news. It's very different from the way things have been done. You usually make a bet, your money's locked in, either you lose or you win, and that's it. In this situation, you're able to pull your money out in the middle of the event if you'd like. Maybe with a loss, maybe with a gain. This is a fraction of the news, the most recent bullish news. They also are above expectations on how many credit cards are actually being pushed out there to the public, how many people have applied and acquired their gold credit cards. So not only are they an investment platform, but they're also tapping in to the credit card industry. They're tapping into the gambling industry. They're doing major things here, and they're getting ready to offer this prediction market service abroad to foreign markets outside of the US. So this is great news. I really like this company. I consider it a monster company, and I want to go through the charts. So in the last 2 days, we've had bullish days, great bullish days, great days pushing to the upside. Good for those who were invested already, but if you're not invested but you're looking to invest in, I would recommend not buying now, because we don't know how far it'll push up, and you wouldn't want to buy now and then get caught on a push downwards. But where I do love this stock is between this range here Jumping off this trend would be lovely. It'll start to build a upward trend and a trend line. But nonetheless, if it breaks this trend, I still like it between this 120 to 130 range. 120 to 130, I consider it a good buy, and between 100 to 120, I consider it a great buy. Any pullback towards this range, which I expect, because nothing just shoots straight up vertically, right? We always have pullbacks, and it's healthy when we have pullbacks and respect previous lows on the way up. So if we can get it back around this 120 to 130 range, I like it. Down here, I love it. Where to play it, this is where it gets a little tricky. I would say 150 if it does start to pull back and you're able to get in. I would say 150 because 150 would be a psychological level because it's a whole number. But specifically, we don't have a previous high to go off of. We usually like resistance levels and also previous highs to target as take profit zones. But in this specific situation, we don't have that. So if we can pull back to the 100 to 120 range, then I would consider a good take profit around the high that it's at now. If we have a light pullback around the 120 to 130, then I would play it to 150. I think this is a 200 plus price. I think this is a 200 plus company as far as the stock price. This is a monster company doing major things with offering major breakthroughs, major breakthrough services. I really love this company, Robinhood here. Next, no major news at the moment besides they signed a partnership with FanDuel. But I wanted to point out this chart right here. We touched base on this a couple days ago because of the China news, the American and China tariff deal that we're expecting. But overall, just looking at the charts, I like this trend that it's inside of. I love it. I love the way it looks. And I like the fact that we're at a bottom of that trend. We had a high, and then we made a higher high, then a low, then we made a higher high, and now we're making a lower low. This is healthy. This is a healthy way to the upside. When you look at companies that are on the way up because they're a great company, this is what you want to see. You want to see highs made, lows, and then higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows on the way up. And in this specific stock, we have a target, which is great. Our target is previous high being $242 and some change. So I like it here. I like where it's at. I like the fact that we didn't break this trend and came and break this previous low. If we were to break this previous low, we would be in trouble. This stock would be in trouble. I would expect a beginning of a downtrend. And I just want to jump over to Meta because the chart is the same. It's the same for this stock as well, Meta. Amazon, we're bouncing off of this trend. We're respecting the previous low. We're making a higher low. As long as we don't break under this 211.50 price, we're good to continue upwards. This is a monster company. No bad news around it. Nothing but great news. Great numbers, great fundamentals, and great technicals. Bouncing off of the trend line on the way up. Where are we going? To previous highs. Real simple. You can play with the previous highs to be safe at 242 or up to 250. We have a position now. If you want, you can wait till after the shutdown, but I suggest get a position and play it up into the previous high range. So just as a recap, we'll start off with Pfizer. Pfizer, we had monster news on it today. We would like a break out of this this $26 price back to the $30 range, and I would even recommend a take profit at 30. Long term, this is probably a great hold from here on out. If the TrumpRx becomes a reality, I would like it to do a healthy pullback off of this range before getting in. So if we have a pullback under 25 at the reclaim of $25, I would like it. At the break it is, continue as a whole up into the $30 range. Something like this. You can even do this but I'm expecting it to do more so like this. Meta, as long as it doesn't break 721.50, I like it to continue upside, but I would like for it to reclaim 750 before recommending a buy. What does that look like? Again, a daily candle close above 750, get in for previous high. You can even chase new highs at 800. Hood, monster stock, monster news, great fundamentals. I would like for it to pull back, for it to be a healthy, sound investment. I would like it around this 125 to 130 range to bounce off of it, reclaim above 130, meaning a daily to close above 130, back to previous high. Long-term hold, I love this stock, long-term hold, because once the next quarterly earnings comes out, it's just going to push further up towards the $200 range. Amazon, I like where it's at now. You can wait till after the shutdown just to see how the market reacts to the shutdown, maybe on Thursday. That's it for today. We had some major news. We have a big day coming tomorrow. So just keep an eye out on the market before you make a decision to get involved in any of these investments or any investments period. Maybe you can see how the market reacts to the shutdown, and Thursday might be a healthier day for you to make an investment. I hope this helped you out in some sort of way. I hope it helps you in your investment journey, and invest wisely.